surprisingly, like, nobody died in command center, but there are death boxes in those places.
Sick.
Oh, people died here. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I chose this video as a review video because we were in pubs, we made it up to second, and it was a pretty good fight all the way through once we actually started seeing people. So we just kind of finished looting. We can see some people off to the left, and so we're going to end up pushing on them in a second here. But something to make note is Season 13 Ranked has really changed the way to play, even in pubs. I mean, you can still push and have a lot of fun, but everybody's play style is a little different. I noticed I'm using way more snipers and hitting from way further out, just trying to get those, you know, damages and early kills kind of from far. So just something to think about whenever you're engaging people. You know, they're not going to stay out as open or be quite as mobile in the open. But one thing that we're always looking for is trying to separate people out, right? So Schwa goes down there to try and kind of test them a little bit. I literally just look left, and then I look left again, and somebody's there. But this is great. They're out in the open on the roof. So we've got a great chance at getting her. And then Loba just decides to join the fight right up here without the gun. That's the only thing I don't like about her tactical like that, is it just, you don't have your gun and you're so it's so much at a disadvantage when you first appear. Now this was a mistake. I should have stayed up on the roof right there. Sorry about my phone. I should have stayed up on the roof right there to hit Newcastle. I couldn't hit him anyway, so I don't know if it would have actually helped. You know, looking at this, I can see I'm just a hair off of him, but at the time in the fight, I was pretty mad that I missed all that. Yeah, that should have been way more hits than it was. So should have stayed on the roof, picked them apart one at a time. That's always a good way to kind of take care of these squads. None of them really had a time to rally and fix the problem. Alright, so now that we're all healed and looted, we got to kind of figure out what's the next thing. We're on the high ground. People are probably going to try and come up here and see if there's any spoils of war left. If not, try and get some high ground and do exactly what we're doing. Seeing if we can get some kills here. Obviously, this is going to be a big area to come in from. Oh, yep, somebody's sniping down there. So this is going to be a good area to watch. And I'm sure you guys have probably fought here a couple times. I know I have. This is a really good area to learn how and when to be moving off to the sides, like up those staircases down there, versus using that zip, which is just so loud. So I know Josh and Freddy are still above me, so I don't mind pushing down a little bit just to see if I can get a corner or an angle on that Octane that dropped in here. He was all by himself, so again, that separation, trying to figure out how can we get this one person down.
We're actually heading out of the ring if we go out this way.
Good. Here comes the team to try and push him. I go, well, this is not a good situation for me. Way better to get the high ground, so I'm going to port back up there. Poor Schwa's being, you know, shot at, so I'm going to try and help him. I don't actually know if that guy went in there. Looking at this again, he might have just hid down in the bottom right underneath that zip line. I thought he went off to the side, so I was going to try and make sure he didn't flank around us to the back side here. So that was my thinking. He ends up not being there, and it's just a giant waste of time and movement. Of course, if we're interested in this area, so are other people. So they're trying to snipe, trying to keep people off of them, make a gap for their teammate to come in from. That's another Loba who she ends up just dying out there. I think she just disconnected. I don't know if she didn't want to give us the kill or whatever, but we found her death box and it just sits out there, so that was lame. So here we know that we're going to have to fight uphill, so we need some kind of distraction or opportunity to do that, so we're not just out in the open trying to run up to the top of this building. So obviously the Ashhold is a good option here. It makes noise, but it's not quite as easy to pick up as like Valkyrie's ult. Obviously the other Ash knows what that sound is and comes in to try and prevent our advance. Doesn't work out too well for her. So here's just an example of using good high ground, and then I knew she was super low because I hit her really hard all the way down through the shields and into some of the flesh. So I knew that just going out and getting a couple rounds on her would be pretty easy. Really focused on Schwa there, trying to finish him. The gold backpack here saved so many lives, so that was a huge win. And then the tactic worked the first time, so I'm not really sure what this Pathfinder was doing. I think he was just being dumb, and I mean, I'm dumb in a second year, so it's not really a knock on him. But then Rampart does the exact same thing. So that was super convenient because I already knew I could make those shots 3 times in a row. So here, like I said, gold backpack are us. And then this is my moment of being dumb. Instead of just rezzing my teammate, pulling him back a little bit, I don't mind that, but then this right, there's no reason to do that. I was thinking like, ooh, a little distraction, give me a little visual cover. I just got lucky that this guy with the bow didn't hit me an extra time. Like, I probably should have been dead there. But whatever, I will take it. I'm alive, and those guys end up not being alive in a little bit here, so let's see how that works.
Just scoot back, I'll heal you again.
Here I'm really just trying to make them nervous with their wall. I want to show them that, you know, we're not really afraid of that. We're not just going to cower behind this little piece here and let them, you know, take advantage. I want them to be afraid to step out from there because I don't need them rushing us because we're going down, right? We're not, you know, movement gods that can't be hit by bullets. And then I find this Kraber and I'm like, oh, yes. And maybe like, you know, 30 seconds ago before I did that last res, maybe that would have been good then, but I quickly figured out, you know what, that's not going to work. I need to switch back to my other gun.
There's only one left.
Nice, good job.
So here, just a real basic thing is never poke out of the same spot twice. I mean, if they know where you are, then they'll just, you know, wait for that head peek, and some of them are fast enough that they can get that shot off with the head glitch, so it's not worth it just kind of moving around. They can hear you too right up on the roof, so if it sounds like you're trying to do different things, then that'll confuse them, and then you can, you know, use that as a little bit of a surprise element. Schwa called out that he was going to drop down, and I'm like, well, let's just do it. If he's, you know, comfortable with doing that, might as well get 2 guns in the fight there. So then here, just making them afraid they, you know, can't take the outside without us hitting them. So making them fortify inside, because if the ring comes in, you know, they'll be below us, we'll be above, but they won't be able to get us. So we've got some options that we could try and work out. Ash ults in, perfect. Make her force her in there with the rest of the team. I don't care if I get the kill as long as she's dead. And then Val comes to try to save her, and that just works out for me because we've got a pinch move between the 2 teams on that door. I think that Schwa was trying to, no, Freddy was trying to take care of an angle on the backside there. That way we could have both doors occupied. That probably would have been okay if we both were on both doors, but it was the other team and then him, so I think that's why that didn't work out so well. Should have sent my little Ash snare in there first. It's just a visual and auditory thing, so like, again, just a little bit of misconception or whatever gives me a little bit of an advantage where maybe I could have taken them a little bit. This was really dumb. I shouldn't have tried to finish them so hard. They're just tracking my bullets back to me, and that's how they knew right where I was and finished me off so quickly. But this was a good game overall, one of the better ones this season. We've been playing a lot in ranked, so it's pretty hard to even make it up to top 2 like that. But let me know how your Season 13 is going, both in pubs and ranked. And let me know if there was something else during this that you would really change that might have just completely, you know, altered the outcome. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, commenting, whatever you got for me. I'm all ears, and we'll see you in the next one.